For Fight Day, I'm Maggie Krol standing alongside Melvin Guillard, who will be facing Donald Cerrone at UFC 150 here in Denver, Colorado. Melvin, thank you so much for taking the time. How are you feeling being in Donald Cerrone's hometown?
It's normal, you know what I mean? It's, normally as a fighter, in your younger career, I've always traveled to other people's hometown to fight, the hometown guys, so it's a normal occurrence for me. It's not a problem. But, at this stage in my career, I do have a big fan base, so I'm pretty sure that the fan base will be kind of even, as far as the cheers and the boos.
Now, you and Donald were former training partners. What is it like fighting against someone who you consider a very good friend and almost a brother to you?
Fun. Exciting, and you don't have that extra added tension of wanting to hate the guy for no reason, or feeling like you want to go in there and just beat up a complete stranger. I think it's easier to fight people, it's happened to me my whole childhood life. I fight a friend, we scrap and dap in the neighborhood. We'll have a fight one day, we'll be friends tomorrow. Same thing with my brothers. We fought all the time. When you have 5 brothers and 2 sisters, it's hard to get along in one small house, but we fought all the time, and me and my brothers love each other to death, so it's the same feeling.
Any conversations prior to this coming weekend with Donald? Have you guys joked around about anything? Any funny phone calls?
Honestly, we talked twice. The first time was when we both signed the contract. I was actually on the golf course playing golf, and right as I got the call to take the fight, like maybe 30 minutes later, Donald called me and said, "Hey, it's just business, brother, and we're going to go in and we're going to do our business, and we're going to be good." And then the second phone call was actually during the conference calls last week. We joked and played a little bit on the media, but, it's all in fun, man. It's fun, it's work, but the fight's going to be for real, A lot of people thinking that we're going to pull punches. And no, I want to hurt him, And, if he ends up in the hospital, I'll sit beside his hospital bed until he gets well. But in the fight, it's business.
Now, Donald has changed his training camp up to Vail for a few different reasons, the altitude. But do you feel more respect for him because he did that, because he didn't want to mix and match the coaches that you both had?
I've always had tremendous respect for him. The noble thing he did to do that. He didn't have to do that. Coach Greg is his coach, and he's no longer mine. But I do respect the fact that he I guess he considered it. It was good that he was thinking of me. But he didn't have to do that. But I definitely respect him a lot more for that.
Now, how has your training camp been going? You're someone who can fight and then come back with you had a loss to Jim Miller and Joe Lazon, and then you came back with a win, and you're kind of yo-yoing. How do you gain respect of the fans? You said you have a ton of fans that are going to be out here for you. Does that put any added pressure when you're training for a fight like this?
No, the only pressure to fighting in the UFC is winning. That's the only pressure. I want to go out and give the fans what they want, but I really want to win this fight. I'm tired of getting so close to title contention, title talk, and then having setbacks. My whole life has been about setbacks, and I think Saturday is my first time that I can possibly plow through it and prevail and be victorious and get past that stage in my life where I don't choke. I guess you could use that word since everybody in the media uses it. I don't choke and have a big setback. I really want this win. I know how much it means to Donald to fight in his hometown, but I think it means more to me to want to get this win.
Now, you're very familiar with Donald. You guys have trained before. How has this training camp been different, and what do you take from training with Donald going into this fight?
The only thing I take from the training as far as our past is that I know how tough Donald is. As far as the technique and skill set goes, I know he's very skilled, but I can't expect him to be the same guy he was a year ago when I sparred with him. Guys get better. I've gotten better. And, I just know he's one of those crazy white boys that you punch in the face and he just keeps coming. So I'm expecting that Donald Cerrone.
Obviously, he's a very aggressive fighter, and a lot of people are already talks of fight of the night. What do you expect for this fight on Saturday?
If there was any pressure, I would say living up to the expectations of the fight. I know a few years ago people expected me and Jeremy Stephens to be fighter of the night, but at that time in my career, I was all about getting a win, not going out there and fighting my fight. Tonight, August 11th, I want to go out and be fighter tonight. I want to actually live up to the hype of that fight. I want to make the fans happy. Definitely want to make Dana happy, and I want to make myself happy. I want to definitely go in and be the person I used to be and just put it all out there.